So, welcome everybody. This is going to be another episode of my various collection. Now, I have a section of an area in my collection that I keep all the various records that have various artists on it, and like multiple artists. Think of like K-Tel or Ronco or Now That's What I Call series and stuff like that. Just a bunch of artists on one album, and I keep those all separate. And I had quite a bit, and I wanted to go through them and show you all these great records. Now I have two other episodes showing some of these. This is episode number 3. I have enough for one more episode, which will probably be after the first of the year. So we'll see. But next week I want to have Chris Profi on, and so we're gonna do a show. I believe we agreed on we're going to be doing Canadian bands. And what did I do that for? Well, apart from anything else, I finished video, some research stuff, some fancy editing and bumps. Yes, I saw your video, Morton, where you did his what was it? The Sound of Vinyl? Is that what it? His 300 300 contest, his push for 300. I saw that. I meant to comment on it, but I haven't had a chance yet. So premieres in an hour. Okay, great, awesome. So anyways, so I'm going to show you some more records here that are from my various section, have multiple artists, and I think I have enough for one more. But I think I got probably got 8 or 9 crates of various artists LPs. Yeah, I know. I mean, I didn't even do my. I have a few K-Tel in here, but I have like a whole section of K-Tel on Ronco. I like that, and I have 2 videos where I showed just those on my K-Tel and on my Ronco, and I have a bunch of Now That's What I Call LPs as well. I have one in here because it's one that I haven't played yet or even opened. So I'm going to show you that. So let me go ahead and get started. So the first one here is going to be interesting. Keep that there. So this is going to be Rick Dees. Now, Rick Dees was a radio host, I think out in LA. And he became real famous because he recorded a song called Disco Duck that became a top 40 smash. 1976, I believe, and but he was still a DJ on the radio station, and he did a bunch of different things. This is his On the Line radio show, which is basically just playing top 40 fare, and he has some interviews with a couple of the artists that's playing. And that's what this is here. I'm gonna show you. These come with these sheets that tell you exactly what's going to be on, so that way the DJ knows exactly what's coming up and what's going to be played and stuff like that. So now this one aired on 1989. So again, I'm going to show you the Rick Dees. So this one aired in 1989, and this one had artists like Jelly Bean. It had Richard Marx, Debbie Gibson, and an interview with Debbie Gibson. What else did he have here? He had Milli Vanilli, Aerosmith, Billy Ocean, Exposé, Madonna, Bad English, Janet Jackson, so stuff like that. And it's really interesting to go ahead and listen to these shows because it's a snapshot of time. I mean, there's commercials in here too, so you're hearing commercials from the radio from back in. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to show you the label. Pretty typical of these kind of records. So Rick Dees. Hour 1, side 1, hour 1, side 2, stuff like that. It's double LP. So basically, this is a syndicated show. So what they would do is Rick Dees would actually go in a studio and record this, and then they would send it out to different radio stations all over the country, so that way the other radio stations can also play his show. So, but it's pretty cool to have, and like I said, it has multiple artists on it, so it's definitely going to be part of this series. Let me go ahead and put this all back away so I don't lose anything. So there we go. Cool. That's sort of a radio transcription LP. Nice to see. Cue sheets. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Radio transcription really is not used anymore. Even when this came out in '89, that's really not used that much. Yeah, it's good cramp. So, but anyways, yes, I agree. So next we're going to have is a Now That's What I Call. This is one that I haven't played yet, haven't opened it. So that's why I'm going to show it to you. So Now That's What I Call rock. And this one came out in 2022. It has, it's 3 LPs in here. And it has just Queen Will Rock You, Def Leppard, Animal, Bon Jovi, You Give Love a Bad Name, Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell, Fleetwood Mac, Don't Stop, The Rolling Stones, Start Me Up, The Who, Barbara Raleigh. It just goes on and on and on. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up here if you can take a look at some of that. So, but really, really cool. Really cool release for them. So hopefully I'll get to that eventually. It's used a lot nowadays. Yeah. So we have yeah, but for the transcription, I mean, I'm used to seeing that and stuff from the 40s and 50s. So I mean, I get a lot of these records, these DJ records. I don't see transcription written on them, so I don't know. But anyways, but I guess on the radio stations, I guess that they still use that term. So this is a cool one here. This is the Mistletoe Band. So this is a disco album, and I don't know what year this came out. I'm going to assume around 78, 79. But it has a bunch of Christmas songs by this band. Has this girl on the cover, Christmas disco. So basically they just do a disco style of a disco style for all these songs. So like Jingle Bells, they do it in a disco fashion, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, same thing. So it's fun to listen to. I actually like disco. So you have that. This was an interesting one I got. This is a Mexican. I believe this is Mexican, right? I believe this is Mexican. But so this is La Revolucion Pop de los 60s. So this is a compilation, a Mexican compilation album, and yeah, it says here Mexico right there. There's a stamp, but it's just a bunch of songs from the 60s by the Byrds, the Buckinghams, the Tremelos, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, the Raiders, Sly and the Flaming Stone, stuff like that. And so it's just fun to have these imports. So here's the label for this one. Okay, so cool. Yeah, I think I have a Pickwick in here, so I was showing you that. So I have, what's next here? I have, speaking of, I don't know if there's a Pickwick. Is this Pickwick? Called Classic Records. It looks like a Pickwick, but it's not. But this is Santa Claus Christmas Party. And I guess these really shouldn't be in the, I'm going to keep them there because it's hard to put them anyplace else. But these are usually one band that does these, and it's usually some house band that does these. And bottom here it says Sounds of the Chipmunks, Hamsters, and Squirrels. So I guess they did this in the style of the Chipmunks. So, but says recorded live. Okay, recorded live, and came out in 1978. And there is all the songs, just Christmas songs, cool stuff. I guess this does have it's not very clear if it's multiple artists or not, but I keep it in the multiple artists section. But it's fun to listen to over Christmas time. I have 25th anniversary of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, uh, night number one, volume number one. So this has London Calling by Bruce Springsteen, Here Comes the Sun by Paul Simon and David Crosby and Graham Nash, Higher Ground, Roxanne by Stevie Wonder and Sting. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, it looks like it's just from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, from the 25th Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. And let's see what else we got here. So we have a crazy album. The crazy album. So this is just a novelty album. Novelty songs. King Kong, Ahab the Arab, Monster Mash, The Thing, Martian Hop. Some of these are by the actual artists that did them, and some of them are covered. Like The Coming to Take Me Away is not done by, is it Napoleon the 14th? Is that who it was? But on this one, it was done by a guy called Duke of Waterloo. And you have the eggplant that swallowed, oh, the eggplant that swallowed Tokyo, which is different. They have the Purple People Eater meets the Exorcist. Funny stuff. So it's just a bunch of novelty songs. I just love it. I just love these kind of records. But again, it was a bunch of artists, so that's why it ended up there. We have a pulled out a K-Tel here. I used to have this when I was in high school, so it was glad to get it again. But today's love song, this is just soft rock stuff. I think this came out in 1980 or 79, something like that. 78. So we have the Commodores, Easy. This time I'm in it for love. Player. Love's Grown Deep. Kenny Nolan. Right Time of the Night. Jennifer Warnes. Is it Warnes or Warnes? Get Closer, Seals and Croft, Don't Give Up on Us Baby by David Soul. So stuff like that, but it's really, really cool. Let's see, that's what I got here. Got another radio station broadcast record here. So we have this is called Soundtracking the Magic of Today's Movies. So what they did was they actually did this came out when this came out. This came out in 1991. So what they did was they had a radio show just featuring hit theme songs to movies from the time. So this was a double LP by Westwood One. I'll show you the label. Sound of Tracking by Westwood One, double LP. This has Up Where You Belong by Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes, Author's Theme, Flash Dance, The Glory of Love, Take My Breath Away, Let's Hear It for the Boy, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, which is a great song from Mannequin, and Heard It Through the Grapevine, Marvin Gaye, Stand By Me, Unchained Melody, which was in Ghost, the movie Ghost. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool collection of themes from movies, and it was put out by Westwood One Radio Network. So it's pretty cool. Not missing anybody, am I? Nope. Very good. Warren's. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure. So Warren's it is. So we have well, I should be I'm showing y'all's chat. Sorry about that. There you go. All right. So we have this is interesting. So this is called Something Weird, which is I have two or three Something Weirds. Comes with this book, Spooktacular, a Go-Go. This is put out on green vinyl, but this has it's okay. Uh, Shock Rock Terror Twist Contest I think is the actual name. So or there's too many names on here. I don't know what the actual name is, but it has it's just Halloween type stuff. Here's the back of it. So it has some sound effects. It has just a lot of weird stuff. Again, that's why it's called weird. But it is multiple artists, so that's why it's in this multiple artists area. So, but it's cool to have. It's cool to pull out and play over Halloween. Um, this one is another one, another radio broadcast from Westwood One. So this is called Psychedelic Snacks. And I'll show you the cover of this. Pull it out. So it's a Psychedelic Snacks. And it's pretty much the same thing on the other side. But these were just shows that they did, basically making fun of a particular genre or theme. This one was Halloween. So a week of spooky snacks for Halloween, and they because it's psychedelic, they spell snacks with a P, so they spell spooky with a P as well. So if you can see that, a week of spooky snacks for Halloween. But this has Season of the Witch, Black Magic Woman, DOA by Blood Rock, Monster Mash, Frankenstein by the Eddie Winter Group, Sympathy for the Devil, I Put a Spell on You, stuff like that. And it says on here, interview with John Fogerty at the end. So that's interesting. So, but that's the entire play sheet if you wanted to take a gander of it. But it's cool to have. And we have the best of 1966. I got this out of a dollar bin, and it was actually in really good shape. So I actually like this kind of music. It has Tony Bennett, Ray Conniff, Percy Faith, Eddie Gourmet, Robert Goulet, Steve Lawrence, Barbra Streisand, and all songs. I'll bring it up here if you want to take a peek at the songs. But put out on the Columbia label. So yeah, cool stuff. More Christmas. This is a Newberry Comics. I'll bring up the hype sticker if you want to take it. Oh, holding it wrong. I want to take a look at it in green vinyl. But this is Christmas in Soulsville. So this is a bunch of soul Christmas songs that were put out on the Stax label, and so put out on green vinyl. And we have Otis Redding. Bring it up to take a peek at it. But yeah, we have Otis Redding, The Emotions, Albert King, the Temprees, Isaac Hayes, Little Johnny Taylor, Rufus Thomas, all those great soul bands doing their Christmas songs. So Merry Christmas Baby, Winter Wonderland, The Mistletoe and Me, Black Christmas, Santa Claus Wants Some Lovin'. That's probably my favorite track off this album. By Albert King. That's a really good song. So I think I have that actually on the 45 by Albert King as well. So, but yep, cool to have. Closed up. I like buying things from Newberry Comics. So they usually put out some really good stuff. This is a still sealed one. I also have an open one too, but this is still sealed, so it's new stock. But this is Rhino Brothers presents The Greatest Flops, featuring the most bizarre, insane, and outrageous recordings artists in the known world. So this is just another novelty record. I love this kind of stuff. The Temple City Kazoo Orchestra sings 2001, Sprach Azutra, Gefilte Joe and the Fish Walk on the Kosher Side, the Quarrymen Beatle Rap, Shell Shock, Shannon, Wrestlers Just Want to Bust Heads. So a lot of these songs actually appeared on the Dr. Demento show. So, yeah, I'm just a huge fan of this kind of stuff. So, what else we got here? We got Ticket to Rock. This is from The Loop, FM 98, and CBS Records presents the Ticket to Rock album. So that's the hype sticker there. And not sure what year this came out. 1981. So this has stuff that CBS was putting out in 1981 as a promotion. It has Saga on it, or Saga. Buck Dharma, I'm not sure what that is. REO Speedwagon, Clocks, Randy Meisner. Who else I got here? Shooting Star, Paul Carrick, Garland, Jeffries, Aldo Nova, Fort Knox. You know, speaking of, I'll bring it up so you can see it better. So you can see it. So, interesting thing about Aldo Nova, believe it or not, I was trying to get. So sometimes if I want the lyrics to a song, I'll bring up like Soundhound. So I was listening to an Aldo Nova song, and I was writing the lyrics. So I brought up my Soundhound, and this is a Aldo Nova song that I think was on I Want That Greatest Flops album. Yeah, I know, it's awesome. Like I said, I ended up with two of them. One's open and one's sealed. So, but yeah, they're pretty easy to come by. They're on Discogs. So I like now. So I'll put that out there. Flip flops, and awesome. And we have Adrian. I love novelty LPs. They're very interesting. Oh yeah, I have too many of them. Too many of them. I actually have over 1,000 novelty 45s in my 45 RPM collection. So I love novelty songs. So I probably can give Dr. Demento a run for his money as far as all the records I have. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Aldo Nova. So I was playing a song, an Aldo Nova song that I think was on the top 40, maybe top 100. And so I went to Soundhound and I told it, listen to the song, and it heard it, and it goes, it didn't recognize it. It said no matches found. So for some reason, Soundhound just doesn't recognize anything about Aldo Nova. I don't know if there's a problem with Aldo Nova and Soundhound, if they can't get their things together. But I thought that was just kind of weird. So anyways, picked up this one actually earlier this year. Very, very cool. This came out by, there's a website. No, this is another something weird too. So there's something weird logo down here. So this I got from, trying to remember the website. It's called, yeah, that's because I'm old and I can't remember things. Anyways, this is called, it's Intermission Time, put out on this brown vinyl. Movieland, but these are And I bring up the hype sticker if you want to read it. But basically, these are songs that were uh, jingles from drive-in movies back in the day. Oh, really? So he's saying not easy to get 80s Rhino in Canada. Didn't come here until CDs. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what's great about the internet, about eBay, right? I mean, I'm sure you can probably get a copy off of eBay. But these are jingles from the drive-in back in the day. All like let's go out to the lobby, let's go out to the lobby, that kind of thing. So very very cool. I'll bring up the bottom of this if you want to take a look at it. So cool stuff. Again on brown vinyl. Oops, I'll clear this out. So, but it's called it's intermission time. So it's a pretty fun listen actually. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed playing this. So trying to remember the website I got it from. It was and it's probably not on here. Um I know it, I just can't think of it. That's right. It'll probably hit me later. Yeah, cool jingles for sure. Yep. Awesome stuff. So this is one that was put up by Columbia House. And this, I think this is copyrighted from 1974, I believe. Yeah, copyright 1974. So it has popular songs from 1974. And see, it has the Columbia House logo up here in the corner. So open up your heart's the name of it. It just has more soft rocks, more soft rock stuff. Open Up Your Heart by Roger Miller. The Nights the Light Went Down in Georgia. Lynn Anderson. Trains, Boats, and Planes. Dionne Warwick. You're the Sunshine of My Life. Percy Faith. Snowbird. Jerry Vale. So songs like that. But it's pretty cool. A lot of these I get from dollar bins. And so sometimes they're scratched up and they don't play very well, and I don't keep them. Sometimes I get surprised when they sound really good. So, but either way, got that. Yep, awesome. Thanks, Record Hound. So this is another very interesting one here. So called Disco Party 78 Volume 1. And see, it has R2D2, I'm sorry, C3PO as the DJ on top. Yeah, cool disco scene. But and it's had a really cool Sony label. I don't think I've ever seen this Sony label before. I think this is the only one in my collection. It says CBS Sony, so it might be an import. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna show you this label. It's really cool. So yep, really cool label. But basically, this is once I put it back on the sleeve. So this is just a bunch of disco songs from the time, but I don't think it's original artists. I don't know. Has Fantasy, The Groove Line, Too Much Too Little Too Late, Star Wars theme, How Deep Is Your Love, Staying Alive, but Night Fever. But I don't think this is the original artist though. So I'm not sure exactly who's performing these. But doesn't really say. Haven't heard this album in a while, so I forget. But yep, cool stuff. Um, you know what? One day I'm gonna be smart for one of these shows and actually bring a magnifying glass so I can see. It says Jarsac on it. What's Jarsac? Is Jarsac Japanese? You see that in this upper left corner on top, it says Jarsac. So it could be Japanese, but I don't see any Japanese. Oh yeah, so it's by the Fantastic Sounds Orchestra. That's who performs this. So it's definitely not the original artist. It is all one group, the Fantastic Sounds, but since it is multiple songs, I keep it in the multiple area. But it could be Japanese. I'm not exactly sure what Jarsac means, but it doesn't look Japanese. I don't see any Japanese writing on it, so but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I love I that's a thing for me. I do like disco, and I don't advertise it because it's not hip these days to say you like disco, but I do really like disco. I'm not going to say a lot of disco in my collection, but I have quite a bit of disco in my collection. So I actually bought two disco singles today. You see that brown bag behind me on my left, right here, this brown bag. I went to a used record store today and I picked up two disco, or was it three? No, I think it was two disco 12-inch singles that they had. So, but yeah, I really like disco a lot. So we have Super Rock, 20 greatest hits, 20 great artists, 20 great cuts. So these are the original artists put out on the Columbia label, 2LP. So that's the Columbia label. But this has this is a gatefold. Let me see if we can open it up for you. I remember when I got this. I got this for $2 at a record show, and I thought it was awesome. And that's the front of it. I'll bring it up so you can see some of the names of some of the artists and some of the groups. It has Santana, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, The Byrds, Poco, Pacific Gas and Electric, the Chamber Brothers, Jeff Beck, the Hollies, the Flock, Chicago, stuff like that. And that's what the inside looks like. So this might have been a promotional item, or it might have been. It says Columbia. It might have been a Columbia house only. I don't really know, but and it has the Superman logo right in the middle, so it's kind of cool. So I'm running out of room on here, so I'm gonna start putting them back. Going to start putting them back in here. So this is an Arista sampler. So I have lots of sampler records and stuff. So this is on the Arista label. I think this is the 90s Arista with the purple, right? And the promotional copy. But this is for promoting all these groups here. It's promoting, has the theme, because I guess it's not 90 because it has Ghostbusters. Has Ghostbusters, Techno Bush, Jermaine Jackson, Kashif, and Billy Ocean. So let's see, it's called Pure Dynamite. So it's pretty cool. Oh, I need to put it back over here. We have another novelty album. Yes, I know. I'm getting tired of my novelty albums, right? Goofy Gold. Who does Goofy Gold? This is I think this is the original artists on these HRB label, whatever HRB stands for. This I got in a dollar bin, believe it or not. It was beat. The cover was beat up, but the records were in really nice shape. So, but I keep it in. You can see this cover. It's like all tattered. So, but it's a cool cover on the front, and doesn't really have the song titles. Let me see if I can bring the record up. Again, one of these days I'm gonna be smart and bring a magnifying glass to these things, because I can't really read them. It seems bright in this room, but it's not really that bright. Alley Oop, Does your chewing gum loses flavor? Transfusion, Mr. Custard, Western movies. These are all the original artists. Chantilly Lace, Hella Mudda, Hella Fodder. Yeah, the Arab, the Kangaroo Down Sport. So those are some of the tracks, but it's fun to have these kind of records. What else we got here? Let's see. We got Christmas Legends. I think I got this last year. I bought this from juno.co.uk. I think it's a un um uh not a not a legit pressing. But it sounded pretty good and had a bunch of Christmas songs. Christmas Legends is called, and it has the Christmas Boss, Peggy Lee, Nat King Cole, Pat Boone, the Ray kind of singers, Dean Martin, Bobby V, Elvis Presley, and all those kind of songs by all those people, Bing Crosby. And so, but yeah, just a great Christmas album with a bunch of Christmas songs, mostly from the 60s and 70s, it appears. So, but cool. Unofficial pressing, it was the word I was looking for. So, the cool stuff. We have Musical Spectrum, The Magic Sound of Color. So is this 50s? This might be 50s. Tony Bennett, Rosemary Clooney, Lionel Hampton, The Brothers Four, Honeysuckle Rose by Louis Armstrong. So I think this is from the 50s. But this was a Columbia special pressing release. So it just has all those artists on it. And that's the label. Have a Stax compilation, Green Onions, not I guess these are, well, Green Onions is a song, right? Yeah, but these are definitely different artists. Um, Here it is. Booker T and the MGs, Sam and Dave, Eddie Floyd, Otis Redding, Johnny Taylor, Rufus Thomas, Isaac Hayes, the Staple Singers, Shirley Brown. So just a bunch of hit songs that were put out on the Stax label. Pretty cool compilation called Number Ones. Now here's his Number Ones. So I guess they were number one songs. Good stuff. Got this one from Walmart, I think last year. Jingle All the Way. It's not a ton of nice green and red split vinyl, and just more Christmas songs. Burl Ives, Julie Garland, Dee Martin, Brenda Lee, Jimmy Durante, Nat King Cole, the Beach Boys, the Chipmunks. Just fun to collect these. But Jingle All the Way. We'll just say at the bottom 10 holiday classics. So, got that. Yeah, yeah. I love Stax. Stax is a great label. I have a bunch of 45s by Sam and Dave and a bunch of other artists on the Stax label. So this is pretty cool. This is one that you don't see that often. It is a K-tel, but I think this one was issued in the UK. So it's called Chart Hits 82. So it concentrated on 1 year, but it's just uh, top hits that were on the UK charts in 1982, and it's on this. I don't think I have a bunch of K-tel, but I don't think I have any others that have this color or this style K-tel label. It's on this yellowish, bluish label, so it's kind of unique. But it has hot chocolate, um, Imagination, Boys Town Gang, Hollow Notes, Linda Clifford, Eddie Grant. So I'll bring it up if you want to take a peek at the track listing. So, but yeah, really nice to find this one. Add to my K-Tel collection. This is one I got this year, and this is really, really cool. I got two of these actually. So the other one I'm going to show my next show. So because I have one more video like this to show, and then I'll be through with all my various records. This is called Cartoon Breaks and Sound Effects. So what this is, and this is what the label looks like, Cartoon Breaks. If you take a look at this again, you can see you see Family Guy, and you see Betty Boop, and you see all these. Up here we have. I'm getting a brain freeze on. Oh yeah, Scooby Doo. Got Superman. Elmer Fudd's over here on the corner. So basically, these are the double LP, by the way. 2 records, and this is the back of it. So, but this has basically little snippets and theme songs from all these shows: Popeye, Bullwinkle, Fat Albert, The Jetsons, Super Friends. It just goes on and on and on. This was, like I said, it was a double LP. So, but it says 80 minutes of themes and sound effects from these cartoons. So it's very, very cool. So now that got this a while ago. I remember this. This is a King Strings. So these are I believe these are R&B artists or blues artists. I don't think they're any jazz. I think R&B and blues artists that did instrumental songs where the guitar was front and center of the instrumental, and the ones that I put out on the King label. So Johnny Lee Hooker, Albert King, Freddie King, Jimmy Nolan. So it says down here, killer guitar instrumentals from the King Vault. So really, really cool stuff. So from King, Federal. So I guess Federal was another label that was owned by King. So from 1949 to 1962, it says that these songs are from. Oh yeah, I love R&B. So we have that K-Tel LP would tell you where it's from. Yeah, I think I did look it up. I'm almost positive it's from the UK. So and R&B and King is always a great thing. Yeah. Oh. I have a bunch of King 45s too. So we have another Rhino Brothers present The World's Worst Record Volume 2. I also have The World's Worst Record Volume 1. I think I showed that on a previous episode of these, but this is The World's Worst Records Volume 2. And more just novelty. There's the Rhino label. More novelty songs. Mickey Katz, the Knish Doctor, the Credibility Gap for a novelty smash. Who hid the halibut on poop deck? Yogi Jurgensen. So it's just more novelty songs. Really great stuff. World's Worst Records. What else we got here? We got more Christmas. I mean, it's December, right? So we have Christmas comedy classics. Oh, I remember this one. This one is not for the faint at heart because there are some adult themed songs. Not all of them are adult themed, but there were a few songs on here that, in my opinion, were adult themed. So you definitely don't want to play this around children. But I believe these are mostly original artists. But or am I thinking of the wrong record? I know I have one that's adult themed. Matter of fact, I correct myself. It's not this one, but I have another Christmas album that's adult themed. But this one has Green Christmas by Stan Freberg. I can't wait till Christmas by Mel Blanc. Nothing for Christmas, Stan Freberg. All Lang Syne, Guy Lombardi. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer by the Irish Rovers, their version of it, which I have the Irish Rovers album. So it's a very cool album. But it's just more Christmas novelty songs. So maybe in my next show, I'll pull out that adult Christmas album. If you want to see the cover of it, it's interesting. I believe it's over here in the S's. I have to remember who performed it. But this one was a Halloween one. Came out on this shaped pumpkin record. Another Rhino called Horror Rock. I forget the name on the back. Horror Rock. You can see that. And this has this is the original cover that it came in. Because it's PVC, I don't keep the record on the cover, but it has The Addams Family, Outer Limits, Haunted House, and Purple People Eater. That's the four songs on this horror rock classics. So cool to have. We're getting down to the last few here, maybe another 5. This is one. So a neighbor of ours found out I collect records and brought over my wife when I wasn't home. That's fine. I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but brought home all these records, about 10 boxes of records from Reader's Digest and stuff from the 50s and 60s and 70s. And stuff like this. This is also the Reader's Digest. Bringing it around, yeah, that's up here in the corner. See, it says Reader's Digest. So a lot of the records were scratched in bad shape. So, they said whatever you don't want, we'll take back. And it's been almost 3 years now. We keep telling them we have them, and I don't think they want them back, honestly. But I think they're just happy, to get rid of them. I got them in my garage in a box right now, but this one was pretty cool. This one was stuff from, this was an orchestra actually that actually redid these from 1979. But She Believes in Me by Kenny Rogers, they did. Reunited, they did. Peaches and Herb. Chiquita, Shadows in the Moonlight, YMCA. But it was orchestra that redid these songs, and they did a good job of that. So, and this record actually was actually in good shape, so I went and kept it. So, another K-Tel, Rebel Rousers. These are 20 instrumental greats. So this has songs like Tequila, Pipeline, Telstar, Wipeout, Walk Don't Run. All these great instrumental songs. So I don't know what year this came out. I want to say it says here 1976. So yep, pretty cool. This is on a more typical K-Tel color label. This black and orange. So cool stuff. I think I showed one of these two on a previous video, but this is volume 2. Impact. This is the same thing. This is the same people that I got the Reader's Digest from. They had these as, I think. Oh no! I know where I got these from. Never mind. I got these from a box of records that guy was selling at a furniture store. Believe it or not, but it's called the All American Pop Collection. Has stuff from the '70s and '60s. Original artists on it. Runaway by Del Shane and I Fought the Law. Bobby Fuller 4, Rock and Robin, Bobby Day. Those are just some examples of the other kind of songs on here. It's on this interesting Impact label. So cool stuff. Got that K-Tel. A lot of it are oh really? Okay. Yeah, some of the songs I don't think Tequila was because I heard that and I'm very familiar with that song. It sounded like the original. So at least that song was the original. I'm not positive about the rest of them. So I was telling my wife last night about the story of Tequila, which ended up being a B-side of a 45. They actually just needed a B-side and they didn't have anything. So they went in the studio and they were just messing around and came up with this tune and having fun and didn't think that it was a B-side of a 45. And it ended up being the radio station started playing it. So that's how that song became popular. So a lot of people don't know that. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I know K-Tel does do a lot of re-recorded versions. I pick up on that, but some of them are the original too. So it just depends. A lot of times they re-record it for copyright issues. So we have Sesame Street, Rubber Ducky, the Times Square song, Sugar Sugar, Jingle Jangle. This is Pickwick on the Pickwick label. Oh, let me get rid of that. So this is done by the Puff. Does it say who sang these? These are not the original artists. For Pickwick, it never is, but these are kids songs. Actually, they got pictures of kids on the back. So the Pickwick Children's Chorus and Musical Friends. That's who performed these songs. The Pickwick Musical Orchestra. So yeah, cool stuff. But I do like these kind of records. And again, a lot of times I pick these up in dollar bins. So if they I worked the radio, the program director was a sticker for the originals. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I would have been too. And we're down to last but not least. We've got a Ronco. Funny favorites. Original hits, original stars, original artist. Stuff from the 70s. Leader of the Laundromat, Charlie Brown, Monster Mash, Yummy Yummy, Spiders or Snakes, a Hella Mudda, Hella Father, Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny, Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. So songs like that, similar to K-Tel. And they are advertising their Ronco record vac. So I might have to cut that out and send away for it. I don't know. Maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. From 1977. So a bunch of novelty songs. So that is pretty much all for tonight. And I am going to go ahead and put, let's see what I can do here. If anybody does want to come up, if not, that's fine too, but I'm going to put it out there. And then see here if I can. Did that go? Yep. So I'll give you all a few minutes, but I do want to thank everybody, especially Record Hound. I got the funky favorites, both U.S. and Canadian versions, that has the rare stereo version of Charlie. Yeah, I actually have the stereo version of Charlie Brown on a 45. It's on a blue. What's the label for Charlie Brown? It was on Atco. I had the blue Atco 45 of Charlie Brown, the stereo version in mint shape. So it's very hard to find those in mint shape because a lot of times those early stereo 45s ended up in jukeboxes, and jukeboxes were really hard on 45s on records. So, but yeah, I was lucky to find that. So it's very cool. I don't know which version this is. Let me see. It's probably US. Yeah, it has an Elk Grove Village, Illinois address, so I'm gonna assume it's a US copy of it. Is it the same? Is it the same track listing on this? So pretty cool though. Yeah, but it definitely has Charlie Brown on it. But I didn't realize it was a stereo version. I'll have to look up. I'll have to try to find the Canadian version then because yeah, so that'd be a different novelty record even though it has the same name. So because I collect novelty records, I collect Ronco as well. Even though my Ronco collection is not as big as my K-Tel. I think I got about 10 Ronco, but I got about 30, 35 K-Tel. So but yeah, cool stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight. I appreciate everybody stopping by and watching. Again, next week I want to have Chris. Right now it's tentative, but I believe it's going to happen. I want to have Chris Profi on. We're going to do right now the topic that we agreed on is Canadian bands because he lives up in close to the border of well, I'm not sure. He's in Poughkeepsie. I don't know how close it is to the border of Canada, but he lives a lot closer to Canada than I do. So I just throw it out there. Let's do Canadian bands. And he goes, yeah. So next week, me and Chris Profi are going to be here, and we're going to show some Canadian bands and records from our collection. So I'll be sure to stop by and see that. And that was the 18th, right? Or is that next week? Uh-oh. Am I saying something wrong? I am. That's the 18th. Chris Profi is the 18th, not next week. So we'll see what I can put together for next week. But Chris Profi is going to be on the 18th. So sorry about that. I wouldn't mind that. As a matter of fact, if you want to come on the show one time and be a guest, I would love that. So on my YouTube page, I have my email address under my main page. A lot of people don't for some reason. I try to contact people, ask them questions, and they have no contact information anywhere on YouTube. But I have my email address out there if you want to contact me, and I can bring you up some time and we can talk. So that'll be great. So, but yeah, I will go ahead and close this out. Again, Chris Profi is on the 18th next week. I don't know yet, but it'll be something cool. So I'll see you all then. And thanks, Record Hound and Adrian for stopping by and everybody else who commented. So have a